Hey guys, it's Alan. I'm going to walk you through the steps you need to go through in order to get me the information I need for your analysis. If you have another method of doing this, that's fine. This is just what I think is the easiest method to do all this. So I advise you to use Dropbox. I think it's a fantastic program for file sharing between groups of people. Once you have it downloaded and you made an account, you go on the website, you're logged in, you right-click over the name area here and you select New Folder. Now you need to name this folder something that's identifiable to you, so either your poker screen name or your name. So let's just call it 5As and enter. Okay, this is created, and might as well just go ahead and share this with me right now. You could go back and do it later after you've put everything in it, but there's no big rush. I just go ahead and do it while you're here. And so invite to folder, and you want to invite support at ajacksonpoker.com. There we go. And select share folder. Oh, you can also, if you feel better, unclick this, and that just means that your folder can't be shared with anybody else. I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to share it with myself. All right, next let's talk about exporting hands. I'm going to cover Poker Tracker very quickly before we get into Hold'em Manager. In Poker Tracker, this is where their website says that hands are stored in this file that you can see right here. Now, in Hold'em Manager 1 and Hold'em Manager 2, I'm going to show you how to export hands, in case you need to do some filtering to get me the hands that you need. But in Poker Tracker 4, the way they store hands in the database is right now it's not compatible between Hold'em Manager and Poker Tracker, and so you're going to have to give me these process files, and then in the note document that you send along with your hands, tell me what I need to do to your database to filter out the hands that you don't want evaluated. So let's move on to Hold'em Manager 1 and Hold'em Manager 2. The easiest way to do this is to go here in your C file, and you're going to find HM archive for HM1 and then the HM2 archive, and then all your hands will be stored in here. Used to be hands were just stored by date, and then all the sites were together. I don't know when they made this change, a number of months ago. Hands are now stored by site, and if you go inside there, by year, by month, and then by day. You need to, if you're going to use this method, you're going to have an idea of what date range that you want to send to me. So let's say you want to send me the last 3 months from party. Right click, copy, and then what I do is I just make a file on my desktop. I'll call it A again. Right click and then paste. You see it coming in here, and this may be a several step process. You may need to do a couple months from last year, January, February, whatever from this year, or maybe multiple sites. And so once you get all the hands you have in there, what you need to do next is compress the file. You can right click here. If you have WinRAR downloaded, you can just select add to filename.rar. And you can see it compiling here. If you don't have that, then you just go down here into send to, and then you select compressed folder, and it'll pretty much do the same thing. Although I think when you do the compressed folder and you have euros or maybe it's pounds tables that you play, it can't handle those symbols, and so you'll get an error, and so you have to download WinRAR. And so now you have a file that looks like this. Okay, so next, let's say that you want to do the filtering yourself and you want to export out of Hold'em Manager 1. In Hold'em Manager 1, what you're going to want to do is set your date range here, and best way is just after a certain date and then save. And since most of you guys are going to be sending me large databases, you have to do this by position. If you try to export, it's probably anywhere close to 100,000 hands, you're going to get a timeout error, and so it's better just to do this by position. Now I don't have very many hands here, and so what you do is you just highlight it by position. Instead of last 100, you select all, and then over here you right click and you select Export All Hands to Hard Drive. Now, I already have the AA folder made up. On my desktop, you could also highlight Desktop and just select Make New Folder and then do the same thing. But I highlight this, and then I click OK. And then you hear the little ding. You get a pop-up here. Now, it's not going to happen instantaneously like it did for me. It'll take a few minutes with bigger databases, but you get the pop-up that says been exported, and then you're good to go to the next position. Now, if you're sending me a really large database, like let's say 500,000 hands or something like this, you may actually need to do it in two sections. Cut the dates in half, and then go that way. I mean, try it by one position first and see what happens. And if you get a timeout error, then you need to cut it up in two sections. Probably not more than two sections, but you'll be able to figure that out if you need to do that. All right, Hold'em Manager 2. Oh, I must have closed it. Hang on, I'll pause and reopen it. All right, here we go. Once again, we're in the Positions tab here. You're going to need to select all. Now, because I have all my 200 hands here, I'm not going to select all because it's going to bog down my machine. But I am going to select 1,000. I'm going to wait until it shows that number down here. Now, unfortunately, there's no slick function here where you can right-click and say send all hands to hard drive. It just says save to hard drive. It's only going to send what you have highlighted. So you make sure the top hand is clicked. And then you just go down the bottom, you depress the shift key, and while that's pressed down, you click again, and that's going to highlight everything, and then you right click. And then select Save to Hard Drive. You'll get the same box as before, highlight the folder, and OK. And then hands have been exported. And then you just go position by position until you're done. All right, so we now have all your hands exported in this file here. Now, obviously, I was still exporting hands. You wait to compress the folder until you have all the hands inside here. I know you guys know that, but just to cover all my bases, I wanted to say that explicitly. All right, next, open a Notepad document. I need a couple things for you. I need your screen names. AAA, whatever they are that you want me to review, put them in there. I need to know how many hands approximately that you sent me. I know that if you're sending it by the quick method that I showed you, you're not going to know exactly what's in there, but just say something like 245K. And so when I import the hands, I'll make sure I have somewhere in that ballpark. And if I've only got 156,000 hands, I know that something got missed, and I'll check things on my end. And if it's not that, then I'll send you an email and let you know what I'm missing, and probably give you a date range of hands I have, and that way you can track those down. Next, any notes. So you could say don't include Zoom hands in evaluation, or don't include 50 no limit and under. All right, let me know your email address and then your payment method. So since and then whatever, if the identifying information for your money bookers is not here, or whatever, just go ahead and add that in here. Can't type today. All right, and one thing I forgot to show you when I was doing hand exports is how to change screen names. Now, if you're concerned about someone else having your whole cards in your screen name, which that's a legitimate concern, what you want to do is you have to take all your hands are stored in Notepad files. You need to go here, you need to click Edit, and you need to select Replace, and then you're going to type in your screen name, and then tell it to replace it with this. Now, make sure that the screen name you choose is a unique one. That's not going to be confused with one of your opponents, because if you accidentally choose one of your opponent's screen names, then that's obviously going to be an issue, because it's going to get included in the analysis. So something original, probably just random letters would be fine, and then you just select replace all. You can see here, just replace the Z here. Now, if you're working with more than one screen name, I would suggest changing them both to the same screen name. Just makes it a little bit easier there, and you just say replace all, and you got it all there. And then make sure, obviously, when it comes to screen names, don't tell me your actual screen name. Just tell me the screen name you changed it to. Now, this will be a little bit of a pain, because these notepad files, your hands are not just stored in one notepad file. It's going to be a number of files. I think they generally put in 1,000 hands. Well, like Hold'em Manager 1, I think does 1,000 hands per Word file, but I think Hold'em Manager 2 actually does much more than that in one Word file. But I mean, it's up to you. If it's something important enough to you to do, then you obviously take the time. If it's not that big of a deal, don't worry about it. I mean, I'm not going to do anything with your hands. It's really not that big of a deal to me to have them after I'm done with you. They're deleted. I only have so much storage space for stuff like this. So yeah, I'm not going to save your hands or use them in any way. All right. So, and then you need to save this. And then I would just save as, and once again, I just save everything on my desktop. Just same screen name again, and close that out. All right, and now we have the two things that we need. All right, so next you want to open up Dropbox. Now, if your computer's like mine, your Dropbox folder on your computer will be down here on the right. You right-click here and say Open Dropbox Folder. If it's not here, it'll be here under Hidden Icons. Double-click the folder that you're sharing with me, and then just drag and drop the two files in here. You've already shared the file with me, and so we're good to go. By the time I get to it, I'm sure everything will be uploaded. You can see the little circle here. The blue circle means they're uploading. And if you're ever wondering what's going on here, if you highlight, well, it's partially off your screen, but it'll tell you how fast it's uploading and how much longer it's left. It says 48 seconds here for these files that aren't too big. It's not going to take more than a couple minutes. I would advise you to go ahead and send payments when you go ahead and do this, unless I've indicated that the backlog is more than a couple days, because once your file gets to the head of the queue, I'm going to check payment, and if the payment's not there, then I have to email you about it, and then you're back in the queue again. So now if I am more than a couple days out, then just wait 2 days and then send it to me, something like that. I mean, I'm not in a big hurry to get the money there fast, but I just want to be able to do your review when you're at the top of the queue and then get it back to you as quick as possible. If I've forgotten anything here, if anything wasn't clear, let me know, and I'll fix this little, I don't know what you want to call it, this little guide. Yeah, just let me know if there's any issues with it. And guys, good luck, and I look forward to breaking down your database and improving your results. Good luck, guys.